Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 322 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about profitable website exit strategies. See, smart marketers make money both when someone comes to their site and when someone leaves their site. You're going to learn how to do that in this episode. Hope you didn't miss episode 321. That was ClickBank and JVZoo. These sites have thousands of products you can sell as an affiliate for commissions, and you can list your products there and have lots of competent affiliates sell it for you. So there we go. Check out that episode 321. And of course, whenever you want to find whenever you want to find an episode, you want to go to screwthecommute.com and then the episode number. So that would be episode 321. Today is episode 322. And yes, this is going to be a great wepisode. Weaponized episode. Wow. Okay. So how would you like to hear your own voice here on Screw the Commute? Well, if the show's helped you out, or if you got an idea for a business or whatever, check it out by going to screwthecommute.com, and you'll see a little blue sidebar. You can leave a voicemail message and it'll give me an audio file that I can play on a future episode to give you a nice big shout out. And make sure you put your website in there so we can weaponize your comment too. Now make sure you get a copy of our free automation ebook. This book, just one tip in this book has saved me 7.5 million keystrokes. We actually figured it out a couple years ago, so it's more than that now. But it'll let you handle tons of customers way faster and make you more money, I swear to you. We sell the book for $27, but it's yours free for listening to the Screw the Commute podcast. And also grab a copy of our podcast app while you're at it, where you can put it on your cell phone and tablet and take us with you on the road. We got lots of training for you too on how to use the app. All right, everybody's freaking out about the pandemic still. We don't know if the schools are opening or whatever, but I want to give you a situation where you don't have to worry about it. I want to teach you the kinds of things that I've been doing consistently for 26 years to build this great lifestyle business where I'm not worried about the pandemic. Yes, it's a horrendous thing. I feel bad for all the people suffering from it, but you could do something about this if you had the skills of marketing online. And it's no hocus pocus, it's hardcore skills. I formalized it in the only licensed dedicated internet marketing school in the country, imtcva.org. Been operating for 12 years. It's a distance learning school. It's certified to operate by SHEV, the State Council on Higher Education in Virginia. However, you don't have to be in Virginia. It's distance learning, and it's hardcore skills that some people are making money a few months into school and not even being close to graduating, because it's skills that are in high demand all around the world, because every small business on earth knows that they need these skills, but they're clueless on what to do. It's possible they'll be throwing money at you to take this off their back, a lot of small businesses. All right, so check that out at imtcva.org. I also have a mentor program I'll tell you about later that includes a scholarship to the school. All right, let's get to the main event. We're talking about exit strategies for your website. I'm not talking about getting out of or selling your business. The term exit strategy is used for that too. I'm talking about a visitor who chooses to leave your site without doing what you want them to do, like purchase something or opt into your email list. So what can you do about it to get some of them to change their mind? Now, this idea has made me a fortune over many years. Way back when we used to use exit pop-ups. So when someone was leaving your site, you could display a pop-up box with some kind of better deal or offer to make a last-ditch effort to get the visitor to do something rather than just leave. Then, after a few years, browser technology changed and the exit pop-ups wouldn't work anymore. So this idea kind of went dormant for a few years. Then, some smart programmers came up with a bypass for the situation where when you showed what is called exit intent, like moving your mouse towards the top to close the window, a smaller box would show up. It was kind of like a Windows alert. And if you clicked on it, it would take you to some kind of deal or get you to stay. Now, the programmers have figured things out and you can display a full page takeover pop-up if you want when someone shows intent to leave your site. So here are some of the ways I've made a ton of money with exit pop-ups. On some of my ebooks, like my eulogy book and my wedding toast and speech ebooks, I have a pick your price deal. The original price was $17. If the person went to leave, let's say the wedding pop-up would say, hey, Tom is crazy and he's never been married. How should he know how much to charge for a wedding book? Go ahead and pick your price. Then I would display something like $14.95, $12.95, or $9.95. They could pick what they wanted. Now, most people that took advantage of this clicked on the $9.95, but some really fair-minded people picked $14.95 or $12.95, and I really appreciate those people. I mean, the book was the same no matter what price they picked. Then, of course, I gave them an upsell for another $9.95. And so I got $9.95 or $19.90 now from a person who was leaving the site. Heck, I killed myself to get them there. Anything they spend is better than nothing. Remember, these are digital products, 97% profit. And I got to remind you, they were leaving without giving me anything. Now, by the way, upselling technique, I just mentioned that, is covered in episode 22. So it's screwthecommute.com/22 if you want to learn all the details of how to get another 30 to 50% to your bottom line with upselling techniques. All right, another thing I do on bigger ticket products is offer a finance option. This made me tons of money. When I say tons, all right, I mean tons. And on the previous example where I said, okay, I made $10 or $20. And you're saying, well, where's all the millions, Tom? You're supposed to be this hot guy, you know. Well, that's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Those were coming in for 9 straight years. Okay. And that was just one product. I had loads of things doing the same thing. So yeah, it all adds up. See? All right. But anyway, I made tons of money on my Wake 'em Up Video Pro speaker system. And it had a retail price of $1,297 and a pay-at-once cash discount price of $997. Now, if people were leaving the site, I hit them with an exit pop-up that said, cash flow problem? We'll finance it for you. Just $99 down and 11 easy payments of $99. I think those numbers were about right. Now, I want to keep emphasizing, so you really get it in your head, that these people that saw this exit pop-up had already clearly decided they either didn't want the product or they couldn't afford it. Now, from my point of view, and I'm suggesting in most cases that it should be your point of view, $1,200 or $1,200 or $1,300 over a year is better than zero, okay? All right, now let me give you another example. I have a WordPress course to teach you how to have a world-class website really cheap. It also includes tech help from my tech people. So it's a great value. The pay-at-once price is $97, but we added a finance option of 3 easy payments of $39, which ended up being $117. When we introduced the product, we sold about 700 of them. But guess what? 180 180 of those sales were the finance option. They paid like a $20 premium to only be able to pay only $39, which maybe they couldn't put $97 on their credit card to make payments. So ask yourself this simple question. Would you rather have $21,060, which was 180 times $117, over 3 months, or nothing, okay, from those 180 people? Pretty easy to answer, right? So finance options are a great exit strategy on big ticket products. Now, big ticket is different for every market. If you're a stay-at-home single parent on welfare, a big ticket product might be $30. But there's some people that pay $400 a month for stock quotes. So a big ticket product to them would be different. So I don't have an exact definition of how much that would be for your market. Now, you can use exit pop-ups to increase your opt-in rate for your email list. Yeah, I want you to have a sign-up area on just about all the pages of your site, but it's not as prominent or as interesting as the content the visitor is looking at on your site. Now, if they like your material, hitting them with an exit pop-up, pushing your sign-up or lead magnet or newsletter or whatever it is, can increase your sign-ups. We've seen as much as 1,300%. Amazing. You can promote special offers for other products. Hey, you can even put a countdown timer in the box, right? With a coupon special, let's say it's only good for the next 10 minutes. This really creates urgency to use that coupon and spend money. You can also split test your pop-up boxes. This means, let's say you can't decide which offer is best for your pop-up box. Well, no worries there. You make a separate box and put one offer in one box and one offer in another box. And then when you split test, the first visitor sees box A and the second visitor sees box B. And then the third visitor goes back to box A and it alternates them, and you track them all the way through to see which box got you the most, whatever you wanted, sign-ups or money or whatever. Now, ad tracking and split testing we covered in episode 133. All right, now you can even get really fancy and display a custom pop-up depending on where the visitor came from. Let's say you have a blog posting on someone else's site. You can actually and there's a link in it back to your site. You can actually have your exit pop-up know that the visitor came from a certain site and display a pop-up customized for visitors from that site. This is called a referrer website, who referred the customer to you. Now, one thing you have to watch out for is if you're sending paid traffic to your site. Many paid traffic sources don't allow entry pop-ups at all, and many may not allow exit pop-ups. So check the terms of service before you place your ad. Now, do your best to make a good-looking and compelling exit pop-up, but don't be a jerk about it and make the X to close it hard to find or hidden. You'll just leave a bad impression on a visitor who may want to come back in the future. And double check that your pop-ups work on mobile. Many don't work on mobile, so you have to make sure that what you're doing works where you want it to work. Some things will work on mobile and some won't. You'll have to check the service and see what your service will do. And speaking of services, I'm going to tell you my favorites in a moment, but I want to tell you first about if you really want success in this business, it's important to get help. And that's what I've been doing for well over 20 years, is helping people do that. I have the longest running ever that's left. There was about 3 of us doing internet marketing seminars back in the late 90s. And mine's the only one left that I know of. Right? So it was from 1990, late 96, 97, Butt Camp started, where I'm a goofy guy in some ways. And so the name came from people begging me to do boot camps. But I said, I got a comic background. I can't do boot camps. Everybody's doing boot camps. So I called it Butt Camp because you're making money sitting on your rear end in front of your computer. And it caught on, and I've done them in like 11, 12 countries around the world, except in England, they maybe call it bum camp instead of butt camp. But anyway, I developed the longest running, most successful, most unique mentor program for internet marketing and digital marketing anywhere ever. I triple dog dare you to bring anybody else's program and try to compare it to mine, and they'll go crawl under a rock somewhere, because the value that we give is what's kept me in business all these years, helping people. So I sell my own stuff to prove the techniques, and then I teach it to other people, so you don't have to go through all the testing and crap we go through around here and lose your shirt over most things, because most things don't work. We tell you the stuff that does work. Anyway, it also has a thing where I'm tied to your success. So I don't get my big money unless you make big money. Other people want to charge everything up front, and they could care less if you're successful. Well, another reason why 1,700 people over 20 years have flocked to this program. So it's still going strong today. Plus, you get an immersion weekend at the only facility of its kind in the world, the Great Internet Marketing Retreat Center. That's where I'm creating this podcast from. And we have a TV studio here. We shoot you in the studio. We pick you up in a limo at the airport. Of course, all this is after the pandemic, but we don't even let people come here until they've gone through a bunch of training so that they're not deer in the headlights the whole time. Plus, you get a scholarship to the school I was telling you about, and it's one of the best things you could gift to a nephew, niece, son, grandchild, whatever, because instead of them running up a bunch of debt for college and then learning how to protest and competing for jobs at Starbucks, they're getting a skill that in a few months they could be on the market selling the skill to other people, other small businesses that need it. So it's just so powerful, and I'm so dedicated to it. I'd love to talk to you about it anyway. So that's greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. Gives you all the details. Oh, and one other thing, our training is one-on-one. You're not lumped in with a bunch of people where you're lost half the time or you're bored half the time. So all the people that work here, you are able to make an appointment with them, including myself, and we train you. We even take over your screen and teach you where to click and what not to do and all this stuff. So it's the fastest way to success you could ever have. All right, let's get back to the main event here, and this is where I want to tell you my favorites on the exit strategies. One is Opt-in Monster. Now, you can't use their cheapest versions to do the exit stuff. They do all kinds of stuff for $9 a month, but you'll end up paying $29 a month if you want the exit strategy from them. And then if you want a free thing to get started, Hello Box is the only one that I know of that's reputable that has a free account to get you started that has an exit strategy. So it's not as versatile as some of the other ones, but it's free to start out. And also, I'm putting in the show notes an article that compares the top 5 of these places with the prices and the pros and cons. So that'll be in the show notes. Okay, so go out there and make a lot of money, get a lot of subscribers, get a lot of coupons distributed with exit strategies on your website. I'll catch you on the next episode. See you later.